Good morning, everyone. Oh, a little bit scratchy throat there. Good morning, everyone. How are y'all doing? If you're American, you would understand that as you all. Got some unboxings to do this morning. One of them is soaked, as you can see, because it's raining, and they left it here overnight. Hopefully I'm live. Yeah, looks like I should be. At some point chat will answer, and then we'll know for sure. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe so? Hang on, even my stuff is looking different. It came in mid-sentence. Oh, interesting. It says 1 minute 35 out of 1 hour. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, now my analytics are showing, so it's probably live now. All right, so let's open this guy. Now, I don't know if inside are other envelopes that include my address. So hopefully not. Well, definitely other envelopes. Do they include my address? No. Nope. All right. So here goes. This one's a heavy one. What do we have? Some switches. This is a, here, usually I just pour it onto the table. How's it going, JB? All right, so we got switches. Let me turn on my studio lights. So these are on, off, on. Yeah, it says right there. On, off, on. This is part of a project that I was thinking about for a little bit, and I think I'm gonna make it. Oh yeah, here's the flags. On, off, on. So yeah, I think I'm going to make this project shortly. Now the thing is, this project doesn't really require a PCB. But if I want to make a sponsored video, I need a PCB. So the question is, to PCB or not PCB? I'll explain the project in a moment. First, let's just dump all the components because there's more. I don't know if everything here is related to this project or not. And if it is, then you guys can guess what the project is. Okay. So what is this? Only shows crap posted by people you've never seen. Oh. Check your Twitter feed. Musk has ruined everything. Loads of Grok AI video crap. Yeah. I now only I don't post on X. X doesn't exist for me anymore. I use Blue Sky and Instagram for the moment. I don't know if I'm Instagram and Threads. I don't know if that'll be a forever thing or a sometimes thing. My account's still there, because I want to use a gibberish piece of software. That changes all your tweets into garbage. Okay, so here are big resistors, 10 watt, 10 ohm, and 10 watt, 1 kilojoule. No, I don't think so. I think that's 1 kilo ohm. So these are big resistors, and they go with these switches. And I also got a package the other day. Where did that go? Huh. I don't know where I put them. I mean, I don't put anything away, so it's got to be around here somewhere. Well, anyways, so these go together. So yeah, you guys can guess what this is for. These resistors and these switches. And somewhere should be those other packages. Oh, here. Is this it? Yeah. These are also part of it. These are silicone insulated alligator clips. So that's all this project. There and there. So you guys can guess that. There. Johnny Burgle, I think I follow you. If not, just follow me. I think it's Simple Electronics at bsky.social. And then I'll follow you back. Follow for follow. Look at this mess. It's all wet. So I sometimes get deliveries from these third-party delivery people at like midnight. And then just sits there. One box. And these cartridges. I already follow you. Okay, that's good. Alrighty then. So, open this. Oh, baby. Oh, this thing is just as awesome as I thought it would be. It's freaking massive. Oh wow, this whole thing comes apart. I bought myself a label maker. Now I'm sad though. It takes AAA's. Maybe USB power? Oh, maybe I can just use USB. So this is a label maker. This is a Chinese version of a Brother P-Touch. And so not only can it do labels, oh yeah, with the little cutter, not only can it do labels, but it can also do heat shrink. So this is awesome. I can't wait. I seriously can't wait. So it can do labels and heat shrink. Oh, there's a piece of paper in here already. Okay, obviously it won't have power, you nincompoop. Oh wait, there's a USB cable here, but I want to show you, this has been going all night. And so it is 22.9 in here, plus or minus 3 degrees, whatever the DHT11 is in terms of reliability. You bought some heat shrink for that and never used it. Okay. By the way, today is day 7. of my learning to code journey. I have coded for 7 days in a row. Okay. How do I erase? Backspace. Clear. Text only. Okay. Enter. Oh, backspace. Okay. Shift B. Okay. Okay. Backspace. Shift V E R O. So Vero is great. Uh-oh, where's my... Okay, Shift 1. There we go. Print. Oh wow, that looks like ass. So it didn't work properly. Okay, where are we? Good morning, Lock Watcher. Day 0 if you just deleted, grats. Okay, let's try printing this again. Maybe it was just the start that was shit. That looks better. Okay, so there's a lot of space wasted up here, for sure, but I'm gonna go, hold on, I'm gonna go put this on her cereal box and see if she notices. You guys can come with. I'm gonna stick these everywhere. Okay, we gotta be quiet though. Oh, I can't get the adhesive off. Coming back, aborting. Okay, guys, I can't get the adhesive backing off. Oh, you split it in half. Yeah, okay. Okay, so what do? Do I put it on the cereal box or the milk jug? There's one. Come on. God, this is difficult. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Let me go put this on Bro's cereal box. Okay. Cereal box. Okay. We gotta be quiet. I don't know if you guys hear me. Okay, mission accomplished. We're coming back. Okay. So yeah, this thing works. Clear. Text only. Enter. Okay. Okay, there we go. We can make smaller text. Text size there. Small. There we go. Oh my god. That's how small the smallest text is. That's a bit small. Okay, yeah. Alright, so what do we got? You got the ESP Rainbow? I don't know what an ESP Rainbow is. Is it on your Blue Sky? Is that what I'm learning? Okay, so this thing works. So I've got 12 millimeter white 12 millimeter white. 12 millimeter white. I guess I bought a 5-pack. 12 millimeter white and 12 millimeter white. Okay, so I've got a lot of white labels, let's just say. But I also bought some heat shrink labels. I don't know where they are. But yeah, this was, I guess this was purchased together. And then if I turn it off. Okay, there we go. Chris Greening made a ZX Spectrum clone using ESP32. Oh, nice. That's very cool. Okay, so I don't know how much is in the sample. Doesn't look like a lot, but that's fine. And these should just lift in and out. That is really cool. I'm okay, so I'm happy. I have a label maker. Multicolor silkscreen thingy. Ah, so that's expensive. Man, this thing is a chunk. I like it. Cool. Always wanted a label maker, especially one that can print on those thingies. Great. So I got that, but the thing is I didn't get the Stemma QT plug connector things. So this is great. Speaking of cereal blockers, do you guys up in the Great North get milk in bags? Yes. Yes, we do. Milk bags are the superior milk delivery method, I will say. If I had a milk bag to show you, I would bring it down and show it. I think I have one actually, whatever. Remind me when it's coffee time next. All right, so anybody figure out what these are for? So big heavy duty switches. I mean, they say they're 15 amps, but that's what they claim. These are from China, so you probably divide that right in 5. Probably like 3 amps. Like this. Anybody figured it out yet? So, nope, nobody's guessing. All right. So the deal is, I need a pizza paper. Some kind of battery thing. You're close, pretty close. So when you go to connect things that have big capacitors, one example is this. Oh, I can't bring it out. It's stuck. This. So this is a power inverter. It's got these big ass terminals, right? If you go to connect this onto a battery, it will make a spark because on the inside here are huge input capacitors. Okay? So sparks on lithium batteries, they cause problems in the sense that you're drawing instantaneous current that is incredibly high, and so you can trip the BMS into a fail-safe mode. So that's a problem. In cars, though, or other kinds of lead-acid batteries, a battery can have like hydrogen being produced by the cell. And when you arc with your cable touching, that can cause is you can light the hydrogen, which will flow into the battery and explode the battery. At the college, we've got a shit ton of batteries that have blown up, just to show. So the plan is you get a clip, okay, piece of wire to the switch. Okay, this is the off position of the switch, and then you've got position 1 and position 2. So wait, I didn't think of this. Hang on a sec here. So position 1 would go through a 1K, and position 2 would go through a 10K, or a 10 ohm. And they would connect the different clips. Hang on, I just didn't think this through. But they can connect like this, right? Yeah, they can connect like this. Okay, clip. Okay, I'm good. So what you would do is you would connect your clip to your battery and your clip to your load, and you have the switch on off. So there's no connection between these two. So you're not going to create a spark when you connect it. Then if you want to just make the make the connection, you flip it to 2. It has a 10 ohm, so that would be one of the positions. So let's say this way. Okay, so you got 10 ohm, and then because it's clipped to your post, you can just touch your terminal onto it and then slide your clip off, and you're good to go. If you want to just charge up capacitors though, like you don't want to, like you have a lead acid you don't want to spark, you use 2. If you have a lithium battery that you just want to slowly charge the capacitors, you would flip this to position 1, and it would charge the capacitors slowly, and then you can turn on your switch or whatever. So it's essentially a charging, discharging, or an anti-spark device. I don't know what to call it yet, but that's the deal. There is a fellow Canadian that was on the podcast, the Digital Mermaid, and so she lives in Canada. The plan is I'm going to make one of these for me, but also make one of these for her and send it to her, because she works with lithium batteries all the time, and she probably built her own of these, but hey, I think it's a nice gift, and whatever the cost, this was only a couple bucks. So yeah, if I want to make a PCB, it's essentially going to be, like these things, probably like jammed into the PCB like this, and then one resistor on each side. But I don't think it's really a PCB. Yeah, spark suppressor. There we go. Spark suppressor and pre-charge resistor. So it does the 2. So one side will, you plug it on, put the 10 ohm, and then also it's 10 ohms. So if shit hits the fan, you still have some resistance in this. And then, for just pre-charging, it's the other way. So yeah, this is the plan. This is what I plan on doing, and then she can use this in her projects if she wants. But it'll be a gift essentially, where it doesn't have to show on camera or anything. So yeah, that's the plan. How many of these switches did I buy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What a weird number of switches. But yeah, anyways, I thought of this because one of my clients at work, I was working on a 48-volt golf cart, and it's pretty spooky plugging in 48 volts at 280 amp hours. You know, batteries, a battery bank that big, it makes a huge spark. So, and you know, they're classic lead acid batteries, some of them. Some of them we've updated to lithium, but some of them no. So it's a bit terrifying to plug this thing in and have it do a big freaking spark. So I'm gonna be building one of these, probably two. I'll probably give one to my boss, one to me, and then one I'll send to the Digital Mermaid, and maybe one I'll send to a random Patreon supporter or something. I don't know. You can't do a raffle legally, but I can choose who is my best friend on Patreon and send them something. It doesn't mean that they will get it because they're a Patreon, because that would be illegal, but they would get it because they're my best friend. So yeah. He works at the power company, you know, like 16 kilovolts. So I think he knows what he's doing. Yeah. So these things are great. They're just a nice little safety measure. Plus these alligator clips are nice because they're silicone coated. They're thin enough so you put that on the terminal of a battery. You know, you can also make a terminal for this or whatever. I do wish they open a little bit bigger, but you know, you can get all sorts of accessories. So that's the deal. That's the deal, my dear. So sadly, I don't have my STEMMA QT connectors, but I think I got an email yesterday. Oh, I got an email just now. Okay, my label maker apparently is out for delivery. Where is it? With local carrier. Okay, yeah, so my STEMMA QT male and female connectors. So basically the JSTSH 1mm pitch connectors, some tape for the label maker, Raspberry Pi Pico 2 zeros, two of them. Those are apparently with my local carrier. And what else? There's another one here. Oh, also some more heat shrink label stuff, some different color label stuff and different size, my jumper wires, and 10 more RP2040 zeros are with a local carrier. So let me see if I can track it. Thanks. That's not useful. 17 track. 17 track, by the way, is a great place to track your packages. I don't know. Yeah, auto detect carrier. Just let me put the number in. Track. Not found. Great. Oh, it is found. This 29th? No, yesterday it arrived in Toronto. So we could have it today. Doesn't say anything else, then we could have it today. Okay, so that's good to know. where am I going to put these? So I have a switch box, but these are not. These are too big. This is a set. Do not separate. Don't tell me what to do. The company we work for, they have a bunch of, or we do work for. I work for a gentleman, but the company that we are contracted to do work on their vehicles, they have a bunch of golf carts to do grounds management. Canada Post, but you broke the key to the oversized locker. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, so my DHT 11 and 22 works. We're going to refine the code today before we make the video. It works. It turns out when you add dht.begin, it works. So that's good. So now we have a couple of things to do. We have this Dallas, I never remember the name, 18B20, and this BMP, whatever the hell. BMP 280. GY BMP 280. How's it going, friend? So let's start with, well, this one's I squared C. So I'll have to erase this and start over. So this uses pin 2. Hold on, let me just think here. What pins did I use for I squared C on here? Do you guys remember? This has 2 wire. Okay, a couple things. Let's figure out which pins. This guy. This is a C3. I want an S3. I don't have an S3. Okay, ESP32, S3, 6 and 7. Did I use 6 and 7 for this one? For the second? Oh, that's good. Because, so the goal is to make a PCB that I can use these Raspberry Pis, because the same footprint is going to be valid for my S3 zeros. Yes, yep, it is valid. And I want to make sure I can use the same pins oh, yeah, I'll have to be a little bit further down for I squared C on the S3 zero, because I'd love to use them for a bigger project. So let's see if we can figure out, because I'd like to make a default size, maybe a little bit bigger than this. Okay, I need to, sorry, my thoughts are chaotic. So the idea is these little consoles, I'm going to make sort of like a box. Let's say like this. So here's my idea. I'm going to make a box sort of like this. Okay. Here is interface. So on this will be where the I squared C pins are, like these things, like that, and then holes here for the stemma QT. and then the OLED will be here. So I'd like to standardize this box kind of design. That's the idea. And then I want to make a holder. So something like this, where you can clip these things in. So it'll maybe have a lip on the front. And on the bottom, like along the bottom, so along the bottom will be like 2 rails. Like that and like that. This month you've started getting YouTube sponsorship offer spam, all of them fake. Yeah, I mean, they're all spam. So on the bottom would be 2 rails, and one will be +5, the other one ground. And then the idea is you can take these modules, there'll be like an adapter board that goes in the bottom of this box that plugs into here, either plugs or solders or whatever. And then you take this box and you clip it in there, so you can have a whole row of powered things. So if I have the DHT2211, the Dallas 20B whatever, 18B20, and the BMP sensor, so those will all be able to go in line with this. And then also I can add current monitoring, whatever, so I can have a little suite of like desktop things. So I may have to redesign these things. Like if I figure out a way to have, if I could figure out a way to have it like work automatically with just this PCB, like if I had contacts and maybe there's pogo pins in the box, or I don't know, you know, just thinking out loud. But I'm thinking the simplest thing to do would just be to have like these kind of contacts and have little spring clips, and then it would just clip down. So this is the long-term idea. And like the temperature sensor ones, they can have like, instead of this interface, it would have like a grill on the front so that air can come through. Just an idea. Yeah, you like the notebook idea? So this has like a lot of previous ideas. At some point, I'm going to have to go through this and digitize these ideas and stuff. This is just like stuff PCBWay sent for Christmas one year. But I do buy from the dollar store. I have like spiral bound notebooks, and I can't find one right now, but it's a blessing and a curse. It's both. It's both a problem and not a problem. But all right, let's get to work figuring out the pins to use to standardize designs. Let's see. You know what? I'll open 2 instances. Okay, screen. All right, ESP32 S30 images. So this is the guy I want, but I want the pin out. Not super mini. So the problem, people think it's a super mini. It's not the super mini, it's the 0. C3. Wow, look at this. This. Okay. I don't know why this says taste. Open image. So maybe this will work perfectly. And then RP2040 0 pin out. Oh, no, I don't. No, please, I don't want to zoom on both. Why? Why do you do this? Okay, whatever. So it seems like if I use the pins over on one side, I'll be okay. If I want to make a project compatible with both RP 2040 0 and ESP 32 S3 0. Are there any considerations to make about the pins? I know the RP 2040 0 well, but my ESP32 S3 0 is still in the mail. Can I declare any of the S3's pins as I2C and or pins for Dallas 18B20 sensor, DHT11, DHT22, second I2C bus, or and keep in mind I would like to continue to use Wi-Fi and BLE. Asking the real questions here. So I can Google this, but this would take a long time to Google. It's a lot faster to just fact check. Because Google became garbage. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Google searches are actually trash now. Almost any free GPIO, 2 independent I2C buses while keeping Wi-Fi BLE on. Few care. Okay, this is good. Strapping pins 0, 3, 45, and 46. 3. There's no 45 and 46. So I don't know actually which ones those are. UART 0 S3 is okay up there, TX and RX, so up there. Okay, that's good. Flash and PSRAM limits. They're normally broken out. Okay. Collection of start electronics circuit. No. Yeah. I don't know if those are still available. This one? It's expensive. Pull up. Pull up. Eight or 9. Okay. If I use 6 and 7, then 8 and 9 works. That's a direct. Boot is GPIO 0, which is not. Yeah, so it's not here. That's good. This is a powerful chip, but not as many pins. Right, look at the RP2040. You get literally 5 extra GPIO to use. I can't experiment with it today, though. We don't have it. I kind of wish there was another row accessible like here. But these boards are so small. They're absolutely insanely small. That is a 0? Oh, there's nothing on the back. Interesting. So here's the extra GPIO, which the RP2040 also has on the back. It's the C3, C6. I don't want the minis, I want the 0. There it is, S30. I want to see the back of that. So it seems like I can just use these pins. I just have to not use pin 0 and pin 1. And I'll be okay. I also don't know why we're tasting these buttons. So as long as I use, so pin 2 is being used right now for the DHT. If I use pin 3 for the, if I use pin 3 for the Dallas, and then the other one is I2C, which I use 6 and 7, which would be 11 and 10. I think I'll be okay. Plant clips, full bed of them. Nice. I wish I had a reliable 3D printer that big. Oh, I need to. I'm still looking at a Voron, but they're so expensive. So $350. Look at that. $1,500. And the thing is, the Voron is now less capable. Well, it's been less capable than Bamboo for a little bit, but now it's going further behind. And the Bamboo printers are expensive. Because you have the Prusa XL, right? Okay, so anyways, we're good. Almost reliable. You have the original version 1 extruder connection, which sometimes makes it loose connection to the head. My other problem with Bamboo, because Bamboo Labs prints amazing, but it's the closed source nature. Not a fan. Have we been streaming for an hour? Oh, Jesus Christ, I need to get to work. Oh. I've been streaming for an hour and didn't get shit done. All right, stick these together. So these stay together. I'll probably use this one. Does it have a pull up? It has something. It has a pull somewhere. Okay, so I've used pin 2. Let's use pin 3 for a 1 wire. So we can get rid of this. You have 3 Prusa Mark IVs. That's super cool. I am definitely jelly. Those are nice. You know what? I'll tell you, when I've made it as a YouTuber is when Prusa sends me something. Prusa sends all YouTubers something when they become like a certain size. All right, so we're going to use pin 3. Okay, and we're just going to work on this. Okay. Back to the lab. Let me open my IDE. Open 2 probably. Load cell in the Prusa makes a huge difference. Yeah, I agree. For me, Bamboo though makes a big difference too, because they use some sort of, they use camera and they use some sort of sensing as well. THT11. What's that? All right. Okay, so let's start this. Okay, the DHT not needed. Yeah, we're not doing DHT stuff. That's good. Okay, and then you need the display begin. I'll probably put some code in here. In the display begin stuff to ensure that the screen doesn't look like all like fog. Like this stuff. But I'll deal with that after. First things first, should have now examples, because I have the Dallas, there we go, Dallas temperature simple. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, so we need 1 wire. Okay, so we're gonna separate this. Start of the stuff. Okay, we're going to include a one wire .h include Dallas temperature.h define one wire bus, and we're going to use pin 3. This is so weird to me, there's no semicolon here. Okay. Sensors. Data pin connected to one wire okay, so that's all I need there. Void setup void, that's weird. Sensors.begin. Now, nowhere in here did we define how many sensors. Sensors and one wire bus. Upgraded a Mark III to the Mark IVS was supposed to include filament, print all printed parts. Instead, they included all the printed parts. Oh, very nice. I have to watch my expenses this year, or else I would totally buy a Voron. I am, however, looking on used marketplaces for a mill. Would love to start working in metal and build fancier stuff. Sensors.request. Temperatures. Okay, hang on a sec. Call sensors.request temperatures to issue a global temperature request to all devices on the bus. Requesting temperatures, ... Send the command to get the temperature. Done. Delay. After we got the temperatures, we can print them here. We use the function by index. And as an example, get the temperature from the first sensor only. Okay, by index, position 0. That would be the first sensor. Okay, so that would be float temp C, don't need any temp F, equals sensors dot get temp C by index 0. So it should be the first sensor because position 0. If temp C doesn't equal device disconnected C, we're just going to print it, because if temp C equals device disconnected C, we're just going to see it on the screen. That's fine by me. Okay, so let's grab our code now from the DHT11. What are you doing? Arduino, can you like stop being shit for just one moment? Please. I can't adjust the height here. just 1 minute. Just stop being shit for 1 minute. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, so we just need the first just need this no F. We're just going to print the literal temp C. Temp C. And then we need to do display.display. I'm going to add a poll. Will this display a temperature on the first try? Yes. No. All right, vote in the poll, folks. So vote in the poll if you think this will work first try. Let me see if it compiles first. Let's verify this. There we go. You vote for more tea? Well, it's not coffee time yet. I've just officially finished my coffee. Oh my God. My mom's freaking out because her phone is being shit. And she has phone calls with doctors, so I may have to leave for a moment. But I'll let you guys know. 50-50 guys, vote. Vote please. I'm also hungry. That's because I've been waking up at 6 in the morning to do coding learning. By the way, if you check out, okay, so this is now on. So this will compile. Here, blue sky. Check my, oh my god. Simple electronics. So if you check out, today was day 7 of my coding, learning to code. So I didn't want to code every single day, but for 7 days in a row, I have coded every single day. So as you can see, almost done HTML. Oh, big stretch. Almost done my HTML learning. Then we're moving on to CSS. 1 repost and 1 like. Oh. Can I see who liked it? Oh yeah, look at Jerry. Thanks, Gerald. It is Gerald, right? Jerril, yeah, Gerald42. Sometimes I dyslexia. Okay, let me upload this sketch. It should work. I'm gonna hold down the boot. Think positive. Also, you guys are pretty sure. All right, let's upload this ish. Jerry, Gerald, hey, whatever. Yeah. Just sometimes I'll like dyslexia someone's name, so I try not to do that. Okay, so let me bring this over to the bench, to the workbench. Okay. All right, so let me finish the poll so you guys can't vote after the poll is done. End poll. 75% said yes. Probably Johnny Bergdahl said no. Guessing. Let me grab my USB cable. I don't know. I think it's still going to be rotated this way. There it goes. Oh. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good at all. Oh, there we go. It works. That's good. Let's see if we can heat it up. 26. Oh, this responds very quickly. 29. I don't know what the range is. Torturing. So we were all right? No. No. One person said no. Which I assume is you, Johnny. What's the range on this Dallas chip? I feel like we're about to find out. I knew it was you, Johnny. Oh, it smells like burnt stuff, so probably should not melt my Dallas semi. There we go. Okay, that's another checkbox. Input type equals checkbox. See? I can learn to code. Okay, so let's not do 2-wire implementation. Let's actually connect up for the BMP. Let's connect on the same bus, although I don't know what the default address for the BMP is. We'll see. We'll use the default address and see if it works. So here we go. VCC ground. Then SCL, we're going to use the clock, will be the same color. And SDA will be the different color. So S serial clock, and then SDA. Get in there. Okay, so here goes. I don't know what these other pins do. Minus 55 to plus 125. Okay. I don't know what these other pins do. CSB and SDO. That almost looks like serial data instead of I squared C. CSB and SDO. Also, I just want you guys to realize this board is tiny, right, compared to my hand. But that's not the whole story. Where the hell did I put my magnifying glass? I swear I had it a moment ago. And by a moment ago, I mean earlier today. Oh, it is there, idiot. That's where I always put it. So the actual size of the sensor is that little guy, that little silver can there. So this board is small, but if you integrate it into your design, that's even smaller. Tiny. Okay, so let's see if we get a, what is this again? BMP 280. So again, we should have a default library. I think Adafruit has the library. Oh yeah, let me save this first. File, save as. Why do I have an error? Anyways, let me just do this. Temperature stuff. Dallas 18B20. Save. All right, back to here. New sketch. And check the sketch over there. I'll just save this one as right now. Save as. printer stuff. BMP 280. Save. Okay. Which sensor? The BMP 280? Examples. I think it was a, yeah, Adafruit test. Okay, so my mom restarted her phone and now it works. Uh-oh. I don't want cereal. Or SPI. Okay, okay. Got it. 2 or 4 pins are required to interface. Okay, so this is what I need. All right, so we need wire, Adafruit. This stuff. Any stuff. I think if I told my mom, like she knows I stream, but if I told her explicitly how to find my stream, she'd probably be in here every morning, to be honest. Okay, need this stuff. Wait, what? I squared C? Do I need these defines? So this is serial. This is serial. But then this is commented as I squared C. Oh, shit. That's weird. This is commented as hardware SPI, so why do I need this? Okay. Where are ya? I'm trying to get... Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm yelling at AI. Not unless you use them. No, okay, I don't. I don't want them. You go away. I don't need all this shit either. Get out of here. That's commented out. Unsigned status. So this is commented out. It doesn't say what the hell is going on here. This is... This is very confusing. I want to use I2C and RP2040 0. So they're including wire. I'm including wire. I don't need SPI. What am I doing? Get out of here. So I think if you're not as clear as AI, what are you doing? If you're like aiming yourself at makers, but AI is way better than you, I don't think you're doing right. I think you're doing kind of shit, to be honest. Don't care about this. So that's not bare bones. Don't need this. So we do need... Don't need that. If not... Hey Franco, how are you? What is this used for? Presumably it checks to see if the sensor initialized, but in the end, can't you tell by the gibberish your code will toss out? Yeah, it's some production code. Okay, I thought so. Take that, AI. Napco, wow. Yeah, I should stop streaming while you nap, huh? So, bmp dot begin, and then the address 0x76. Replace the x76 with your sensor's address. So I don't like this. This with your sensor's address. Default is 0x76 or 0x77. I think it's set up there. Yeah. End of PMP 280 stuff. Sounds like a bedding company or a diaper company, yeah. How come, Franco, you just woke up but you're my number 2 fan? And Johnny Bergdahl, who's been here all stream, as far as I know, is number 3. But Gerald, real star, number 1. By the way, before I can start monetizing this live stream channel, I need to... Hang on a sec. Not community, earn. Before I can accept super chats and memberships, I need another 261 subscribers and a whole shit ton of views. Yes, you are. You're number 1. You're the P. And Franco's number 2. You're the poo. Okay, so this should work. Now we just need this stuff. This junk. Float temp equals bmp dot read temperature. And then float pressure. I'll go press. Who needs pressure? Equals bmp dot read pressure. Divided by 100. Oh, this will give me divided by 100 dot 0 pascals. Okay. Guess it counts the chats. Oh, maybe. So yeah, guys, how do I get another 261 subscribers and like another 3,000 views, 3,000 watch hours? That's gonna be a long one. Okay, so this, we're gonna add a delay as well. Like so, and then we need to grab our what did we do? Or a Dallas one. And we're going to print temp And then we're gonna do this again. Press. If this works, then we're gonna clean up the code and do some more stuff. I would now allow that naming in my code base. You save 3 characters to use an unrelated verb. Okay. Whatever. It's just for testing. Wait, poll for what? Now we just need to put the OLED stuff. Oh, if it works. Yeah. Poll. Will this sketch work on the first try? Yes and no. Resets count as first try. Okay, so that's good. We also need to begin our display begin. Okay, let's see if it compiles first. 50%, 50-50. Only one of you have faith. Vote in the poll, folks, to see if this will work first try or not. I have a lot of code to clean up after. And then I have to make a PCB. You want to share code using that sensor in comment section, but I think it doesn't show. No, it doesn't show. Friend. Is it a GitHub link? What are you trying to, are you just trying to copy paste code? Because that won't work either. Wow. Majority is no. 3 votes. Done compiling. So it did compile. So we know that much. Let's plug in the Arduino. And by Arduino I mean RP2040. And let's see. Wow, 75% said no. Ye of little faith. Me too, though. I don't blame you. Well, it uploaded. So that's a good sign. Let's see if it works. Back to the webcam. All right, so this now shares an I2C bus. Here goes. Oh, would you look at that? It works first try. Let's abuse this little sensor a little bit. Oh, it stopped responding. That's not a good sign. Make sure everything is well connected. Let's reset. Oh, I forgot to end the poll. Got it. How's it going, Mr. 404? Okay, it is working now. I moved it on the I2C bus. Ouch. I'm burning my hand. It works. You got a cold. Uh-oh. Let's cool it down rapidly. Ooh, that's hot. It works. Now I just have to polish the code. Okay, so there are two things we need to do. We need to polish the code, and we need to make a PCB. So I'm gonna go get some coffee, but first I'm gonna make a poll. What do we do next? Polish the code. They both have to be done, by the way. Design a PCB. There we go. So vote in the poll. Are we polishing the code or are we designing a PCB? Both need to get done. I'm going to be back because I need coffee. So if you go and get your tea or coffee or whatever, you need to vote first. So coffee. And like this. And if you need a nap, take a nap. Be right back. I am back. You can also display pressure. Yeah, that's pressure is here. That's the pressure there. It's not 27. I think it stopped responding. I think my connections are not great, so if I jiggle. Also, I don't know if it's a 3.3 volt sensor. But anyways, there's pressure. And humidity. Okay, didn't know it could do humidity. We'll have to check that out, what the humidity is. You're out hitting garage sales. Neat. I miss garage sales. I don't work weekends very often anymore, but there are a couple weekends that the company we do work for, they need all of their cars looked at over the course of a weekend, so we don't disrupt the flow. And usually those weekends is like the bigger garage sale weekends. The pink. It's me, Adam, and I hope so. Trying to build a new shed with cold in the rain. All right, so we've been using. Let me just write this down in my book. So we've been using pin 2 for DHT. So DHT pin 2. We were using pin 3 for the Dallas, and we're using I2C for the other one. So we could do, and then pin 4 and 5 are I2C, right? Pin 4 and 5, yeah. So pin 0 and 1. So essentially you wouldn't be able to have 2 DHT sensors. I feel like that's the truth here. We won't be able to have 2 DHT sensors unless we go down to like pins 6, 7, 8. But 6 and 7 are then my secondary I2C bus. Okay, here's the question for you guys. So looks like we're designing a PCB. Thanks for voting. And the poll. Should I... Does it matter that we only have one DHT? I think that's a question. I don't think there's a use case for a DHT 11 and 12 being used simultaneously, even on an ESP. Do you agree with that? Okay. Let me make a poll so it's clear. Poll. Do I need to allow for multiple DHT sensors? Yes or no? Start poll. That should work. There. Okay, so vote in the poll, please. I do need a pull up pull-up for pin 2 and pin 3, just to allow for boards that don't have this pull-up. You know, this guy here has a pull-up here, and this one needs a pull-up. It doesn't have one. And the Dallas needs a pull-up as well. 2 locations. I have no idea, Adam. I have DHTs, so that's what I'm using. But I believe the SHT should work the same. What? Okay, really? You guys want another? Okay, okay. So if we want another, then we're going down to pin 8. So we're going down to pin 8. DHT pin 2 and 8. You'll have multiple sensors on your setup. Okay. Okay, I'm going to add a pin 8 then. So we need, so let's do the pin out here. So 0, not used. 1, not used. And this is to ensure compatibility with ESP32S3. 2 equals DHT. DHT 0. Why am I using this crap? Got my scribe driver right here. 3 equals Dallas. 4 equals, I never remember. 4 equals SDA. 5 equals SCL. 6 equals, so that'll be 0. SDA 1. 7 equals SCL 1. And 8 equals DHT 1. There we go. So we're essentially using all of the pins on one side, except for 0 and 1, which we don't want to use because the ESP32 S3 has TX and RX on those two for serial communications. So we're going to leave those two blank. Okay, good to know. Still going to break out all the pins though, because I think this sort of usability, right, adding the pins here on the side means you can hack in whatever you want. So that's going to work out. Probably going to get some stubby pin headers as well. I don't like these long ones. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to have breakouts down here for all the stuff we need. I think we should be good to go. All right. So these boards will be very similar to the other boards that we just made. These boards be similar to these. Except I don't really need this regulator. The EMS 1117 is not very necessary. Thinking. And pull. Okay, so actually I will add another poll to keep the AMS 1117 regulator or no. I've got some in stock, but I could order more. Do I keep AMS 7.3 volts regulator or no? Oops. Start a poll. I don't think I need the regulator. I was running all these sensors by themselves. So I don't believe I need it, but I could use it. Oh, my Be Right Back coffee is still there. No more coffee. There we go. It's not needed, then no. I could just leave the footprint there, but the problem is that routing becomes a little bit more difficult. Let's open KiCad and then swing you guys back over here. File, new project. Projects, new folder. Temp, sensor, unified. There we go. Schematic editor, and bring you back to the screen. Okay, sorry for the flashbang. Is there a dark mode? No. I don't have to get a dark mode theme. Oh well. That's a shame. Alright, so we need some components. RP 2040 0, we're gonna need that. Pop that onto there. Need the OLED. I think I'll make a symbol for the OLED. I like that you have the ribbon cable here. That's nice. Cancel. You make place symbol. Is there a way to make a new symbol? Oops, oops. Yeah, I think it's over here. Symbol editor. Where did I? Custom symbols, that's where it is. Custom Symbols. Need a new symbol name. R squared C. OLED. What's the default symbol designator for display? DS. Okay, DS. One. It's good. Update photo of the new workspace. Very nice. Where's the update? Where do we see that? Pin name. Ground, that's 1. Now I gotta make this in order. Yeah, ground VCC, SCK, SDA. On your channel, gotcha. At JP 2K3, and then posts. There we go. Oh, fancy. Looks good. Let's get back to this. Ground pin number 1. What's the... I'm learning. I'm trying to do proper stuff here. Default schematic pin. For a ground pin. Okay, but what's the... Is it... Is it input, output? Ten by 15, nice. Big enough to properly arrange my tools. Have 6x4 railway layout. Power input. Do I have power? I guess it's input. Oh, I meant to go the other way. VCC number 2. Input. Oh, power input. Oops. VCC 2. Okay. Next is SCK. Go SCL. SCL is my preferred. Number 3. I guess bidirectional. Output. Output in SDA. Oh, it's going to be input. So input bidirectional. SCL is input. And this one is bidirectional. For bidirectional. There we go. Text. OLED. There we go. Okay, save. It's good. Back to here. OLED. Okay. There we go. Got the OLED. DHT 11. No 12. I think that's 12. AM2302. I think that counts as a 12. Hang on a sec. Oh, hey, Peter. Anyone see Sabine's Vibe Physics video? AR models were all crap. I mean, they are pretty crap. Granddad in Ireland used to have a massive shed made of shipping containers from the garage that used to be down the road from him. Pretty good. All AI models are crap. Yeah, I like AI because I'm horrible at lots of things, and AI is better than me. AI is easily confused with similar terminology. Yeah. Potential energy versus potential difference. Yeah. The thing is, AI is very context driven. So if your context is shit, so is your other stuff. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the AM 2302 is flip the footprint in the circuit, forget to correct the PCB. I mean, I forget tons of stuff. So the thing is, I'm going to have 0.1 inch pin headers. So I don't need this footprint. So I'll just make a footprint. I mean, I'll just make a symbol. I'll just like remove the footprint. So DHT 11, copy, paste. No, I have to grab it again. Copy, paste. Oh my god. Oh yeah, it's true. KiCad is a copy move. How do you grab this? Control C. Control V, there we go. Here, edit 22. Wait, no. I don't need, no, it doesn't. Actually, yes, 2. God damn it. Okay, so 2 of these, doesn't matter the name, but I will go into the footprint editor and just delete the footprints before I forget. Oh, not this one. Footprint assignment 1 thing. This guy. DHT. Delete. Delete. Okay, there we go. KiCad has a learning curve. I recommend to go to my video, youtube.com at simple electronics. You go here. Oops, nope, that's not what I wanted. Videos, search, KiCad, this one. This will bring you most of the way there. I know it's 6 years ago, but it's pretty close. And this one too, custom symbol footprint. So these are good. They work. Work for me. Okay, we need the Dallas. I don't know if it has footprint. It does. It does, but I will delete. I'll delete the print. Like so. You'll see that the basics remain the same. It hasn't changed very much. Whoops, not that. Need like 3 of them. Oops. Okay, what else do I need? Got my OLED. Oh, I need my pin headers. I think it's 9 pin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9 pin. "45 links to check on a document a friend asked me to proof. 2 errors. Not bad. I make 2 errors like every time I wake up. Oh, we're missing the BMP. Which I will only connect 4 wires to. BMP 280. Nice. Does it have a footprint? It does. Look at that. Oh, that's just the chip. No, I'm gonna delete that. That's cool that I can actually get the chip and put it on my PCB. That's tiny. Map the components on Vero board. Yeah, I get you. I will say, oh, save, yes. Sorry, stretching. I will say, having a PCB sponsorship is flipping amazing. because it's incredible to be able to put them all on PCB. VeroBoard is nice, but it's difficult. It takes a long time. 1/09. The fuck? Copy. There we go. Like so. Like so. I think this is all the parts I need. All right. So now let's do my labeling. Let's start with simple stuff, 5 volt. Ground. V3. Oh shit, you guys want me to put the AMS 1117. I mean, it's useful. Now, GPs 13, 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're going to go not connected. And all these pads as well. Not connected. Go, and then also 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If you want those pads, they're available on the board. You can just grab them. I might revisit this. I'm going to think about it. Way back, used to make PCBs, use some software called PCLO auto routing. Interesting. There's an auto router for KiCad. I've been meaning to try it, but I'm a little afraid it's going to suck balls. GP29. GP28. GP27, GP26, GP15, GP14, and then 8, we are starting with our stuff, so DHT1, GP7 is SCL1, this is SDA1, this is SCL0, SD A 0, GP3 is the Dallas sensor. Oops. GP2 is DHT 0. GP1 and 0. I'll just call them GP1 and GP0. Okay. So there we go. What's next? PCBWay only makes sense if you want multiple boards. Yes, sorta. If you want a clean setup too, VeroBoard is cheapest. Definitely VeroBoard is cheaper. I will agree with you there. Way back, used to make PCBs. Also used some software called PCLO. Yeah. And VeroBoard, cup of tea time. Tangent, you worked out how to scale PDF schematics across multiple pages on Linux. On Windows, Acrobat Reader does it automatically. Nice. The auto routing was not component specific. Lay it out, tell it you wanted to connect 2 pins, it would find the path, and then reroute as you added more paths. That's pretty neat. Very neat. Okay, so this here, all these can go here, and then all of these can go here. There we go. Then SCL and SDA, I think they need SDA need pull up resistors right. No grounds needed. VCC ground all that's needed. Yep. So it should have pull-ups. I'll add a couple pull-ups to the SCL and SDA pads. I mean, yeah, don't forget, folks, that AI right now is still not AGI. Don't forget that we used to call the bots in Counter-Strike, we used to call it AI, but it wasn't AI. It was just like machine learning. And in fact, now machine learning means something different too. Ground. SCL 0. SDA 0. There we go. Because right now AI is pretty much a autocomplete machine. It's just text autocomplete essentially. Okay, now this VCC, ground, and then this should be on pin 3. Yep. Actually, yeah, this, and then I'll have a pull up to 3v3 like so, and 3v3, 3v3, 2 more. You type PO on the search bar and then say WTF. What is it giving you? And you guys really want that external 3v3, huh? AMS 1117 3.3. Okay. I know I can leave it off. I think. So what would it be used for? These external sensors, they're quite low current. These can all be handled by the RP2040s. The only thing I'm wondering is how to switch it in. I can use a jumper. But the only thing is it won't switch to the other pads. Like it won't go to these. I'm thinking. I'm having a think. Yeah, you could say suicide or kill himself in the chat. Plus, like, I'm not monetized here anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I like the idea of the AMS 1117, but I don't know if I want to route it to somewhere to switch between this and there. Okay, I think that's what I'll do. I'll grab this, move it out a bit. Grab this, move it out a bit. Go grab 2. What, you can't in my chat? Did you guys see that? Can you try typing it in my chat? Capacitor. I mean, it might depend on what channel you're in. Come on. Did I see your sob? I don't know what you mean. The last thing you said was, does it censor? So I'm guessing the answer is yes, it does censor. Okay, well, bitch is maybe different. We do have to protect girls on the internet because they get called bitches for doing absolutely dick all. I mean, that's the other thing, is that some people are saying, well, I never use AI. Okay, but if you don't use it, then you don't know what it's like, and you're not part of the conversation on how AI should be used. That's another thing. But, like, you have to understand my position. I hate bothering people. And, like, just today, you could see that, like, Adafruit, which is supposed to be the good source, right, for how things should work easily, they let me down. It was terrible. I did not like using Adafruit's code. They claim... Hang on a sec. What did I do here? That is not what I needed to do. My design is wrong. This is not it. What am I doing? So yeah, Adafruit's code was trash. For me, I didn't understand it. And so I could have just asked Johnny in chat how come it didn't work, or how come I didn't understand it. Or I could just ask AI, and AI did such a phenomenal job that I didn't need any further explanation. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, these tools are fantastic. The way I used to do it is I used to just go onto Google and ask Google the question. But Google sucks. It's horrible. It is not good. Yeah, tone is very hard to convey over the internet. And once you realize, I think the stat is 2/3 of people don't understand sarcasm. What is percentage of people in the Western world that doesn't understand sarcasm? Reddit user? No. There's actually stats on this. But anyways, a large chunk of people don't understand stuff like sarcasm. And so that's just sarcasm. But there's other, like, devices. Edit 3 SW. So that's Dallas. This is for the DHT. This is for I think everything will use it. That'll be Americans? No, no, not necessarily. For example, I search books on introduction to analog design. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's 100%. I agree with you. See, but the thing is, I used to Google everything. But now Google sucks so badly that an AI like Perplexity will do a way better job searching. Like way better. Like an incredible amount better. Yeah, see, there you go, Franco. I understand sarcasm perfectly, but you failed to convey it. Jumper, what's it called again? Not jumper. Yeah, I guess it's jumper. There's no footprint for it. That's okay. 1, 2, 3. So we'll take 3v3, pop it onto here. We'll take 3v3 reg, pop it onto here, and take 3v3 switched, pop it onto here. There we go. So this will be like a solder jumper if you want to use the built-in reg or not. And if you bridge all of them, like let's say your 3v3 reg breaks on the RP2040, then you can solder across all three and it'll use the external AMS 1117. But that's why we have the tag. Like that. So that's why we use the sarcasm tag, because again, you can't denote tone. You can't show tone. Okay, so DHT 0. DHT 1. Okay, and then SCLSDA 0. And then SCLSDA 1. There we go, got room for all the pull-ups. For fun asked, who is more likely to go to jail first? Yeah, let's not do politics, but that's okay. I don't know if that's correct. Only one of them has captured the Supreme Court. So I'm not convinced on that one. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just not convinced. Okay, so I saw someone did some really cool organization. Someone did this. Okay. And they grabbed all of this. So you get separate pieces. Like that. So you get it like this. I don't know if this is proper design. I just think it's neat. SPI or I squared C? I squared C. Sarcasm sign is /S. Okay, and I can grab this guy, move it here. Take all this shit, move it over somewhere. And then this one I have to put some labels on it. Actually, to be fair, the temperature sensor can be either SPI or I squared C. Doesn't that look so much neater? Looks good. Is there an arrange button? There's flip. Yeah, there's no like arrange or distribute. What do those terms mean? SPI and I squared C. So SPI is Serial Protocol Interface, so it's serial. And I squared C is a inter-chip something. It's another communication protocol. I'm not a robot. Inter-integrated circuit. SPI uses more pins than I squared C, yep. However, SPI is much quicker. How many do I have? 7. Okay, oops. If I grab this guy, shrink it up, I can take these pull-ups, move them over here. Doesn't line up the grid. There we go. I squared C is a bus connector, so things can be chained. SPI. No, I think you can chain SPI as well because my combiner board had them chained anyways. Combiner board with the display, because that's why you have the CS pin. That's the chip select. Uh, 3v3 selector. There we go. Oops. Yeah, the chip select. A spot just for the OLED. Doesn't really fit in with anything. Nice chunky box. I really don't know if this is the proper way to do sheets, but it looks good. SPI is faster. Chips only have to monitor chip select and not data stream for their IDs. There we go. Okay, I think I'm done with doing this. I'm gonna switch over to making the PCB, and then we should be good to go. Save, do some pin assignments. All right, capacitor. Obviously SMD, that's my jam. 0805. Uh, 0805. Hand solder. 1, 2, 3, 4. DS1 is our display. We're just going to use connector pin header 2.54. We need 1x4 vertical. This is a 9-pin pin header. 9-pin vertical. 1 and 2. Jumper. I believe there's a jumper. I want a non-bridged. There we go, open. I think that's good. Nice triangle pad jumper. All right, so resistors are going to be 0805. SMD, there we go. 0805 with the hand solder pads. Oh wait, I didn't make my connections. What's U1? I need to still do this. I forgot. I'll do that in a second. U1. That's my, oh yeah. So where did I put this? I think I put it in uncategorized parts. RP 2040. Yes. This one, DHT 11, is going to be a pin header. So here's a question. Do I do a 4-pin or a 3-pin header? Because you only need 3 pins. But then you have to align your pins properly. And anyways, on this, there's only 3. I guess I'll do 3. Just checking my phone, making sure my mom's all good. Oh yeah, Monday's a long weekend. I forgot about that. I don't know if it's if you guys get that in the States, but in Canada, long weekend. All right, so 3-pin. Connector, pin header. 3-pin. vertical 1 and 2. The Dallas will be a pin header as well. 3-pin vertical. Like so. So this, I'll make a custom symbol. Because that's for the module. I need to go to the washroom, so I'll be right back. Canada Post won't be looking into your probably not until Tuesday. Wait, is Labor Day federal? I actually don't know. Don't know the answer to that question. I'll be right back. Refill your coffees, folks. All right, I'm back. Okay. All right, let's make a BMP 280. CAD symbol editor, custom symbols, new symbol. U is fine. P280. God damn it. That's okay. I forgot it was a holiday too. Oh, that's not what I wanted to call it. And rename. BMP280 module. There we go. So we're going to use, it uses 0.1 inch pin headers. So we will model that. If I can find my BMP280. Hello, McFly. Oh, it's still connected to my freaking micro. Maybe pick up some Radler. What's Radler? Never heard of that. I do want to put a reference. So it's SDO CSB. Okay, let's put the pins down first, actually. German, usually Radler or Radler is beer and grapefruit juice. German, usually lower alcohol. Interesting. Never heard of it. All right, so I don't know what SDO and CSB is, but those are first. So SDO and you know what? VCC is my pin number 1. VCC pin number 1. Power input. And actually going to be like this. Ground. Pin number 2. To power input. And then it's SCL. Okay, serial clock will be an input. 3. And then SDA is an output, pin number 4. Okay, and then CSB, that's chip select, that'll be an input. CSB, pin number 5. That'll be an input. And then I'm guessing SDO is serial data out. SDO pin number 6 output. I'm just guessing here. The US is off. Yeah, we're off on Monday as well. Oh, oh, you did say serial data out. Thanks, Gerald. Yeah, so I guess the US and Canada have a day off on Monday. Okay. BMP 280 module. There we go. I think that's good. Save. Do you like custom footprints? RP280 module. Oh, that's a chunky module. What's the bit rate of the SDO? I think that depends on your micro. In one moment. Just gonna check where I've been added. So you're asking the wrong person. I'm doing serial communications by force, essentially. I am not the person to ask for this. Oh, should I fill this with yellow? These are all yellow. Huh. Maybe I should fill it with yellow. Anyways. So I think it depends on the micro. Do they have like a baud rate? SCL and SDA. Just make sure this is SCL. Yep. And then SDA. Okay, and then these are not connected in my design. There we go. Fair enough, just wondering. Yeah. I couldn't tell you because I don't know. But I do believe it's dependent on the micro. And you know what? This is a good question for AI. New. What is the serial data rate on maker development boards like Arduino, RP2040, and ESP32? Depends on what it can handle. Depends what it actually does. Sorry. I mean, when you use them to communicate via SPI. So 8 megahertz max SPI clock, 10 megahertz, 8 megahertz. So that's Arduino. Raspberry Pi up to 62.5 megahertz. Wow. So what I will tell you, Franco, is the RP2040 has been used in so many like classic implementations. So RP2040 chip for Z80 that I'm pretty sure, yeah, look, you have a Z80 emulator. Yep. You can use the RP2040. So many people have made RP2040 retro projects. I know another maker was telling me that people were making like cartridges with the RP2040 to use in old systems. It just emulates whatever you want. And now with the RP2350, it has way more state machines, and so it can do things like hardware emulation for more stuff. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, custom PCB for gaming console. Watch this. So there. It made a console. I squared C is not as confusing as SPI for pin names. For For client, the pin names are always the master's perspective. Yeah, even the master-slave is a little bit problematic language. Okay, so now we can run a footprint assignment. This one, it'll be connector, pin header, 2.54, vertical. Good. Okay. So I'm going to save this, and we're going to chuck it to the PCB. Gotta make sure everything is properly annotated. Close. Okay, to the PCB. RP2040 is, right now, is my favorite. Actually, I'm just gonna check if my stuff was delivered. Let me just check real quick, because I know the local distributor had it. Track order. No, I don't have any updates. Yep, still nothing. Okay. I really want those Stemma QT connectors. What's my errors? Oh yeah, that's okay. They're all the pads that are not connected anyways. Okay, so this, I'm gonna build the AMS 1117 over it. Let's see. Nope. Move out of the way. Okay, that's gone. All right, so here's a 3v3. Where's the 3v out here? So I grab this. How is this set up? Yeah, it should be okay. So if I pop this on here, kind of want it the reverse. Oh wait, I can do it the reverse. Kind of like that. So feed 5 volt over to here. Oh wait, no, I need the capacitors. I forgot about that. Need some caps. All 4 of these caps come over here. Don't need designators here. Last time we looked at the RP2040, you couldn't find any adapters to program the chip because it's a QFN54 package. Yes. I would strongly recommend using a breakout board or using a pre-made board. you've got a CPM computer. Use it for Mallard Basic. Okay, okay. I don't know what any of those things are. Tightly fit. Don't need that U4 designator. How did I position? I positioned them a lot different last time. That's okay. We're doing it this way. C3, C4, can delete that. Don't need this. Okay. That works out like so. Old school. Mallard is UK. Gotcha. Okay, so that should work. Now we take this whole thing and we shove it onto the back. Selected. How do you shove this onto the back? Right? I want that on the back, right? Oh. So I put the chip on the back last time. Oh yeah, swap. No. Yeah, flip. Ah. On the back you go. And then rotate. Is this how mine's set up right now? Yes. Okay, so I was doing it a little bit backwards in my head. But there's really no need to have the reg on the back. Screw it. It's on the back. That's where I put it. Okay. CPM is pre-DOS. Interesting. All right. So we've got a series of resistors to pull everything up. We'll take these jumpers. We don't need J1 or J2. Let's grab this. This one goes here. Put it there. Let's do the grid 2.54. Please just center. Ugh, come on. Stop being a little punk. Grid. Quarter grid. There. Move the other one, might as well. This, move the grid 2.54. Is that correct? No, that is not correct. That's not centered. Oh, you bastard. Can you just center, please? Okay, hang on. Okay, so this, shift that. Horizontal center, vertical center. Okay, that's exactly lined up now. I grab this. There. Jesus, was that so difficult? Put a GoTech in your CPM. Don't know what any of those things are. There we go. Ben Eater got basic running on his 6502 build. Had to add the needed I/O routines into his BIOS. Interesting. Okay. So just a fair warning, I think I'm going to end this around 11:30. I love you guys and all, but okay. So that's going to be tight to fit with this guy. Grid. I'll be honest here, I think the... Oh no, I can't do it that way. I think the early mornings are pretty killer. .3. Maybe that's the best spot for it. Move this guy back over. Oh, the other thing I need to do is shove this, change side. Okay, regulated 3v3 on there. You have to put better labels than that. Insane Lengths people have gone through to emulate older hardware. A lot of deep dives. Oh yeah, absolutely. GoTech is a direct replacement for floppy drives that use a USB memory stick. Oh, I think another maker was trying to tell me about that. So I can see the problem with this is it's only on one side of the board. But then essentially all I have to route is these. So one of these I squared C. They're both I squared C. I don't know which one's the OLED though. ground 3v3, this the OLED. So that's the OLED. That's the BMP. That's one DHT. That's another DHT. And then this is that Philips sensor, whatever, Dallas sensor. And then I've just got these pull-up resistors to route. I was hoping they'd be smaller. But even 0805 is giant compared to the size of this board. So I think the deal is I have to standardize a board size. I have to make a standard board size. So the fact of the matter is, if my boards are this big, it'll give me more space to do things. Because the issue is, right now, this is fine. Give me a second. This is fine. This works just fine. Everything's good. So ground. So that's an okay size. But if I standardize on a bigger size, like this big, let's just say, even if the display stays this size, I'll have more room. Like if you think about how big this sensor is, right? That's kind of nonsensical. Oh look, my hole will line up nicely. So if I design something approximately this size, it's handleable, right? It's the size of my hand. It's still too small to use this as a display. That's kind of sad. But I think this is too big. I think like something this big, that's a bit much. Especially since I want to line them up this way. You won't be able to get so many on the bench. So do you think, I need to do some thinking. Honestly, that's not a bad size. This 1, 2, 3 block, it's not a bad size. Then Americans will be all happy because they'll have a standard inch size. How big is this though? So 3 inches, 25.4, 75, so that's small enough. That's small enough to be a reasonable size PCB. So I'll probably have to redo this in the future, I2C scanner. But I do want standard boards that fit a standard size. This is too big. 2.42 inch. We'll have to go one size up on the OLED. So this is 0.96. Doesn't say. I think it's 0.96 inch. Okay, let's check for what OLED options we have before we end the stream here. Thanks for the links, Franco. Because if I standardize on a size, I'd like to stick to it. Oh, this is nice. I'm not going to do this in all my things, though. That's pretty insane. Yeah, 0.96. This is what I have. Is there a bigger? Like one size bigger. 1.3. And it has different pinouts. Bastards. .3" might be the correct size. But it has the VDD and ground. To buy one of the sensor assortment kits. I have a sensor assortment kit here. I bought a long time ago though. I think it's valuable because when I just went to prototype my thing, there was already a board made up for it. Okay, what size is this? 9.6. .54. That's even bigger. Oh my god, they're expensive. They're $8 each. That's big. That's too expensive. Maybe I'll stick with my original size, 0.96. Yeah, I get it. Single LED on a board. What pisses me off is these are all the wrong pins for what I need. This is cheap. Wrong pins again. I know, yeah, I understood it wasn't, you weren't going to say skill. I know Julian Eilert had to fix some of his displays. Like he just twisted the legs around. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll make it. Oh shit, you guys aren't even seeing. Idiot. Maybe I'll make it so that my displays will be on a little cable. So then it doesn't matter what order you have things. You'll make adapters for you. But yeah, I think I'm gonna standardize on slightly bigger thing. Peter, that's why you need a mechanical keyboard. Mine's all mechanical, so I can rip the buttons off easily. Okay, I need to have a think. Oh, laptop. Okay, yeah, that sucks. You can vacuum. All right, so I have to have a think about how big I want it. I'm thinking like this big, but this is kind of big. But then again, it'll introduce like sensors like this. I'll be able to stack. I'll be able to have a couple right side by side. So like this, and this. So you could really have 3 sensor suites in there. But I think this is the correct size. What sucks is that the OLED will probably be, you know, this size. So still kind of small. But we're going to do it. All right. So that'll end it for today. I honestly think the early mornings to code are kind of ruining my productivity, but that's okay because we're probably going to be back tomorrow. I'll have to see how things go. I might go fishing tomorrow morning, but just locally, not all the way at the cottage. All right, so everyone have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you guys will be here in the next one. Bye.